Okay, Mayor Tierney, if you could just tell us who you are and briefly what your job and responsibilities are.
My name's Brian Tierney. I'm an SDLP councillor representing the Ballyarnett ward on Derry City and Strabane District Council, and I'm currently the Mayor of Derry City and Strabane District Council. My responsibilities are to speak up on behalf of the people right across this council area, and to speak up on behalf of the elected members of Derry City and Strabane District Council on all matters, and try and keep my political view to one side for this particular year, and speaking on behalf of the city as opposed to speaking on behalf of my own political party.
And can you just tell us a bit about how your role's been affected by the coronavirus?
Well, the role of Mayor has changed dramatically because of coronavirus. The Mayor would normally be leading trade delegations to other parts of the world like America and China. They obviously haven't been able to happen because of the coronavirus pandemic and the travel restrictions. A lot of my meetings previously would have been face-to-face meetings and lobbying and encouraging people to come and invest in our city and district. A lot of them now have been put onto the online platform, so I'm finding myself spending more time behind the computer and meeting people as opposed to meeting people face to face and showing people around our beautiful city and district.
Can you just tell us a bit about how the council and the city itself has adapted to the challenges presented by the pandemic?
Well, one of the privileges from being Mayor is I was able to go around all of the communities across Derry and Strabane and see firsthand the great work that have been going on by community workers and volunteers right across this council area. They have been handing out food packages and supporting the most vulnerable people right across this council area. The work of council obviously has been limited because our leisure centres have closed and a lot of our facilities have had to close down, like all our businesses right across the council area due to the lockdown procedures. But I think, you know, in the grand scheme of things, we've adapted well. Council, in my opinion, from very early on this time last year, led the way with the support of local businesses, and we're supporting local businesses through this and supporting residents right throughout this. So I think, you know, we've learned a lot, and we've seen that we have a really, really resilient community. We've got people in all parts of our council area who are willing and able to come up and step up to the mark to help the most vulnerable people in our community, and I think that's something that we should be really, really proud of right across this council area.
What, in your opinion, has been the biggest issue for you, the council, to have to overcome over the last 12 months?
Well, for me, there's been two large issues that have been facing all councils here in the north. The first being Brexit, obviously, and then the second being the pandemic, and we're literally firefighting both of those issues, trying to tackle them, trying to promote our council area, and trying to make sure that we're keeping people safe at the same time. It's a difficult task, but it's one that I think we have shown how strong we are, how determined we are to make sure that we're doing what we can to promote this city and district. People will have seen the signing of the city deal, £250 million signed by both governments of investment directly in our city and district, where I believe that we have our future in our own hands. I think that's a huge achievement to be able to nail that down whilst going through and fighting a global pandemic, and also dealing with the impacts of Brexit, which many people here didn't want to see, voted against. I campaigned against it, but we have to deal with the outcome of that now, and I think there are two challenges that we are dealing with now, but we will be dealing with in many years to come as well.
And would you have any advice or words of wisdom for adults and young people alike?
Well, at the moment, I think that the best advice that I can give, that I've been given throughout this global pandemic, is to please follow the health restrictions, follow the guidelines. We're seeing a massive rollout of the vaccine right across our council area. I had the pleasure of going to visit the Foyle Arena Vaccination Centre only a few weeks ago. They're roughly doing about between 800 and 1,000 vaccines a day. And that tells me that we're nearly out of this pandemic. But we have to remain strong, and we have to remain determined to get out of it. So we can't be letting our guard down. We had a blip in October, November time, and that was really, really concerning for me as Mayor. I had to do interviews with news channels right across the world, and everyone was focusing in on our council area, because at that stage we were the highest per 100,000 population on these islands, and that's negative attention that I don't want to be seeing coming to this council area. So I think the best advice, and I can ask people to do, is to please remain vigilant. Please hold the health restrictions at the forefront of your mind. I know it's difficult. We haven't seen members of our families in a long time. We haven't been able to sit down for a cup of tea or a pint. I know I've been missing the opportunity to have a pint at the weekend with my friends and relax. Those days are close, I think, but they will only remain close if we keep doing what we're doing and keep driving the figures down, keep making sure that we're protecting the most vulnerable and we're giving the health service an opportunity and a chance to fight this pandemic on our behalf. And I think everyone will agree right across Derry and Strabane that our doctors, nurses, and all of our healthcare staff have played a massive part in helping us fight this pandemic and keeping the number of deaths down, which is extremely important. So my advice is keep doing what we're doing, stick to the rules, stick to the regulations, and we'll get out of this sooner rather than later. I want to thank North West Ministry of Youth for giving me this opportunity to speak directly with you, and I've met with some of your members. I'm open to doing whatever I can to help and support you throughout my time as Mayor. But my final message to all of you and to all of the people across Derry and Strabane is that anyone can catch it, anyone can spread it. Help us flatten the curve. Thank you.